With a smile and admiration,
Anna watched her son, who was trying on a new suit.
he was a tall, saintly, dark-haired man, reminding her of her youth when happiness overwhelmed her. Her son was about to get married, which was hard for Anna to believe.
Matt meticulously examined his reflection in the mirror. The suit had been tailored to fit the young man's body perfectly with an impeccable style and attention to detail that met the highest quality standards. It had been crafted in the renowned studio that was well known throughout the city. Matt turned to his mother. The color is perfect and it looks expensive. Anna thought to herself, well, it did cost me a lot. I'm glad you liked it.
At the wedding, I'm not sure if I'll be able to hold back my tears when I see you in your full dress waiting for the bride at the altar,
Anna said with a smile. Matt finally looked up from the mirror.
MOM, are you coming to the wedding?
I thought we agreed. You wouldn't be there.
We agreed, but I thought you were joking,
Anna replied with surprise.
Come on, MOM. Do I seem like a kid who jokes about these things?
Matt asked, pacing nervously around the room. Do you remember what Vicky's parents are like? There will be a lot of wealthy and important people at the wedding.
You might feel out of place there.
I don't want to worry about you on such an important day, MOM. Do you really want to ruin it for me?
Matt asked with concern. I understand your point, but I believe that people who grace someone as wonderful as Vicky will appreciate the value of inner beauty over material wealth.
Besides, they did send me an invitation, and I replied reassuringly.
Anna's gaze was drawn to the shelf where a conspicuous envelope containing an invitation card made of high-quality paper was placed. Though Anna's words were reassuring, her emotions were conflicting. She was thrilled for her son, who had discovered love and was getting ready for a significant moment in his life.
She knew she ought to be delighted and proud of him for finding such a great partner. But Anna was haunted by memories of her past life, which caused her to feel melancholic and self-pitying.
Nevertheless, she recognized that the wedding invitation was a gesture of kindness and respect from the bride's parents, and as a single mother, she should accept it with appreciation and respect. Vicky's father understands that you're not a wealthy heir, but the son of a single mother.
I don't think he's expecting to see someone from high society in me. Anna explained that. Sitting beside his mother on the couch, the son gently held her hand and gave it a light shake.
MOM, it's not just about Vicky's parents.
Can you imagine how out of place you look among all those overdressed ladies?
It would break my heart to see you humiliated like that. How about Vicky and I come to you the next day? Instead, we can have a cup of tea or champagne and celebrate together.
You can give us your gifts and congratulate us, he suggested that.
Anna's heart be filled with a sense of bitterness.
Her own son was so ashamed of her that he was willing to appear as though he had no family at his own wedding. Despite not being a feeble woman, her son was the second person in her life before whom she felt entirely vulnerable. Why would I look bad? Anna retorted. I've booked a good hairdresser, and I will get a manicure. I'll wear a decent dress.
What dress? That blue rubbish. He barked again and began to pace around the room once again.
Okay, let's do it this way. He stood in front of his mother.
If you don't understand what I'm trying to say, then let me make it clear. I don't want to see you at the wedding. I may be the last person to say this, but I will feel ashamed and uncomfortable if you show up there. Don't want you to embarrass me in front of Vicky's family with your scruffy appearance. You're not going. End of the discussion. Is that clear?
Anna was left speechless as her son packed his backpack and suitcase before heading towards the door.
She couldn't believe what she had just heard and was still in shock.
She paused the doorway and repeated his demand, making it clear that he did not want her to come to the wedding. Anna was filled with sadness and was very hurt as she watched her son leave. Matt had left a few hours ago, and his twilight fell outside. Anna remained seated on the sofa during the day.
She was so shocked that she couldn't even cry.
It wasn't until later when she turned on the light and took out an old family photo album from the chest of drawers.
This album contained her entire life, and memories flooded Anna with such force that she found it hard to breathe. She trembled as she looked down at the first page, which was filled with bitterness and resentment.
It was an old photograph of her and little Matt.
She looked stunningly beautiful.
She was so beautiful that too much attention made her feel insecure about herself.
Her thoughts drifted back to the time when she took the photograph. Anna had worked at a cafe for more than a year.
When she met Peter one spring evening,
after a tiring shift, she stopped at a 24-hour grocery store near her house and was paying for a can of cola and her favorite candies when her phone rang. George, the boss, showed up on the screen. Anna, did you take the keys to the pantry? I forgot some stuff in there.
After handling the issue over the phone, She went back to the store to retrieve her bags.
However, when she arrived at the counter, there was no cashier or any purchased items.
Later, Anna recollected encountering a man by the entrance. He had been holding her cola and candy.
Fuming with rage, she stormed out and discovered that he was still there.
She boldly took back her purchased sweets from the man and finally drank the remaining soda while staring him down throughout the ordeal.
The young man had been observing her, with an arched eyebrow and a faint smile on his lips.
After finishing her display of triumph over her foe, Anna went back to grab another can of soda. To her surprise, the cashier handed her the package of candy, saying, "Oh, I thought you left without your things. I put them aside in case you came back." I exclaimed, "Is this really my stuff?"
What the heck was I doing on the street? That guy probably thinks I'm crazy.
She ran out and started cursing, but the young man had already left and she couldn't catch up with him for a whole week.
After that embarrassing incident, Anna tried her best not to think about it, but her consciousness kept bringing her back to that moment, making her feel an overwhelming shame. The cafe was bustling with customers, and Anna was rushing around the hall with the tray. Out of nowhere,
she stumbled and accidentally spilled a glass of juice on a man who was sitting by the window. The juice slowly spread across the light shirt, and Anna was horrified.
She could tell by the man's expensive attire that the shirt was not cheap. Before she could gather her thoughts, the cafe manager appeared at the table, fussing around the man and berating Anna, threatening to fire her.
"Why are you so upset?"
The man asked with a grin, addressing George, and then turning to Anna. Well, look who it is, the fierce lover of candies," he said.
Anna looked up in shock, feeling completely stunned by the turn of events.
She met the man's mocking gaze and realized that fate was not on her side that day. The same young man she had encountered at the grocery store was now sitting at a nearby table, his shirt stained with juice, smiling calmly.
Anna was completely taken aback. "I've got you covered. Don't worry.
I have a spare t-shirt in my car."
The man calmly read Anna's name tag.
"Could you please grab my backpack from the back seat, Anna?"
"I'll get it for you, Mr. Miller,"
George exclaimed, grabbing the keys. "We can't have this clumsy waitress breaking anything in your car."
After George left, Anna was able to apologize to the customer.
She was blushing with embarrassment and stammered as she tried to explain what happened the week before. "I apologize profusely.
This is actually my first time making such a mistake.
I will make sure to cover the cost of the damage."
Peter chuckled, then responded, "Don't worry about it, Anna."
"What damage? Let's just forget about it. By the way, I'm Peter," he said while extending his hand to her. Anna nervously shook Peter's hand and finally took a closer look at him. He was an attractive young man with a tall and athletic build, a handsome face, and a charming smile. George then brought Peter a backpack and offered to take him to a place where he could clean himself up.
Anna was standing with a happy couple at a nearby table when she heard a voice from behind her saying, "Excuse me, Anna, could you spare a moment?" She turned to see Peter, now in a clean shirt, sitting at a table nearby. "Can you bring me the check?" Anna took the bill and brought it over to him, and she served other customers.
She felt uneasy, and her cheeks burned with embarrassment.
"I want to apologize again for what happened,"
George was telling Peter.
He escorted Peter to the door and then winked to Anna. "I was hard on you because he's a big shot around here,"
George explained. "How do you know him?" Anna asked. "That's Peter Miller."
"He's the sole heir to Harry Miller, the famous millionaire and businessman. Everyone in town knows him." Anna was exhausted by the end of the day, too tired to even think about the incident that morning.
She just wanted to go home and sleep. It was already dark outside when a flashy car pulled up to the cafe. Anna stepped back, startled, but then recognized the driver. What now? She thought,
as she saw Peter getting out of the car and approach her with a large bouquet.
"Are you done with work?" "Sorry, I didn't know what kind of flowers you like." "I promise I'll find out next time," he says, handing her the flowers. Next time, Anna was confused. "Yeah, if you let me take you out on a date, I'll bring you your favorite flowers next time," Peter said, smiling.
Anna was surprised and forgot about her exhaustion. It all seemed ridiculous to her. She realized that she had never wanted to date anyone in her life, even though many men had tried to court her, including the owner of the cafe where she worked.
She'd always made it clear that she was not interested in the romantic relationship.
"I appreciate it, but I am actually quite exhausted," she replied, attempting to hide any disappointment in her voice.
"How about we try tomorrow?" Peter persisted, his smile indicating he wouldn't take no for an answer. "All right, let's see what tomorrow holds,"
Anna responded before walking away. To her surprise,
They met up the next day. Peter was charming and showered Anna with affection.
It was love at first sight, but they hit it off and started dating. As it turned out, Peter was a student at a prestigious university, and they quickly became inseparable, seeing each other daily.
Anna and her boyfriend Peter went on a summer vacation in July to a beautiful seaside resort, where they spent an enchanting week.
Peter introduced Anna to his university friends, and they spent a lot of time swimming and having barbecues in nature.
It was the most joyful and memorable summer that Anna had ever experienced.
They were already talking about getting married,
when suddenly all of their plans for the future were shattered. Anna's life took a turn for the worse after Peter's cousin spotted her brother, a modestly dressed stranger, on the street. The Millers strongly opposed Peter's relationship with Anna, whom they considered a homeless girl.
Peter's mother bombarded Anna with insults and threats, pressuring her to leave her son.
One day, Peter's aunt caused a scene at the cafe where Anna worked, breaking several dishes and leaving the debt for Anna to pay.
I kept everything to myself and didn't tell Peter about the constant pressure and threats from his family.
Peter, on the other hand,
was focused on his studies and seemed anxious at times.
He would stare intently at Anna's face, but would feel relieved when he saw her smile.
I kept everything to myself and didn't tell Peter about the constant pressure and threats from his family.
Peter, on the other hand, was focused on his studies and seemed anxious at times. He would stare intently at Anna's face, but would feel relieved when he saw her smile. Just 2 weeks before Peter's graduation,
her phone rang and shared a rough male voice.
On the other end,
I'm Harry Miller,
Peter's father.
You need to break it off and let him go.
If you ignore my words, you'll regret it, he said sternly.
Anna was determined to fight for her love and happiness, despite Harry Miller's threats.
However, after Peter's graduation, he suddenly disappeared without any explanation and stopped answering Anna's calls.
To make matters worse, cafe manager George was accused by the Millers of a large theft. Anna was shocked by George's betrayal when he offered to drop the charges if she paid back the missing amount, with everyone seemingly against her and also Peter gone.
Anna felt even more desperate when she discovered she was pregnant.
As a result, she made the decision to leave town and move to another city.
Anna sat on the sofa and looked through the photo album.
She found a photo of her son.
The picture showed the dark hair and grey-eyed little boy. She touched the photo lovingly and thought about how affectionate and intelligent her son was.
She knew it had been a difficult journey raising him as a single mother.
When Anna revealed her pregnancy to her friends, the news eventually reached the Millers, who offered her a substantial amount of money in exchange for having an abortion and getting rid of the baby. However, she refused to do it and kept her child. She felt fortunate that no one took her baby away from her. She struggled to find employment as nobody wanted to hire her.
Eventually, she took on 2 part-time jobs as a nighttime cashier, which was an extremely difficult situation for her. Anna worked tirelessly without taking any breaks, striving to earn enough money to provide for her baby.
She focused on the present and did not dwell on the past.
One day, she ran into an old friend from the cafe, who informed her that the cafe owner, George, had gone bankrupt, while the Millers had relocated to another city due to business expansion, and Peter had married a girl from another wealthy family. Anna cried herself to sleep that night, but she eventually gathered herself and returned to work.
Her sole priority and source of happiness was raising her son.
Anna stayed up all night looking through the album and couldn't sleep. She often thought about her son and how much she tried to make him happy by buying him expensive toys, delicious food, and trendy clothes.
She always wanted to fulfill his wishes, so that he would never feel left out or deprived.
Matt knew he could ask his mother for anything he wanted, and Anna would always find a way to provide it. But Anna also recognized that she may have contributed to Matt's self-centeredness behavior. Anna never burdened her son with her tiredness, and never took any sick leaves.
She made sure that he went to a good school, and even paid for his education at the university.
However, Matt never realized the sacrifices his mother made to earn that money, and now he was ashamed of her and did not want her to attend his wedding. Anna let out a deep sad sigh. Despite everything, she still wanted to grant her son's wish and stay away from the wedding. However, she couldn't resist the desire to at least catch a glimpse of her son and his beautiful bride.
Even though she didn't want to let him down, she dressed casually and planned to watch the ceremony from a distance. The wedding was in full swing, with the newlyweds receiving congratulations from all the guests. The atmosphere was elegant and sophisticated, with everyone dressed to the nines in stunning dresses and dapper suits. At the 11th hour, Matt dropped a bombshell on Vicky that his mother wouldn't be attending the wedding. He spawned the tale that Anna had been unwell and in no shape to attend such an important event. Vicky's parents were apprehensive because they had heard so much about Anna's sacrifices for her son, and they wanted to meet her in person.
They were scheduled to give a speech at the reception, and they hoped Anna would be present to hear her kind words about her son and his bride.
Anna stood outside the fence, peeking through the small gaps between the wooden planks.
She watched the wedding ceremony with a sense of joy in her heart. A small smile played on her lips as she saw the newlyweds exchanging their vows, and she couldn't help but feel a sense of pride and love for her son.
Vicky's father Gilbert suddenly heard some noise from his phone and realized that he needed to take the call outside to hear properly.
As he stepped out of the venue, he noticed a woman standing by the fence and looking through the cracks.
His curiosity got the better of him.
Gilbert approached the fence and called out to the woman in a friendly tone, "Hello, are you a friend of the couple?"
Anna swiftly stepped away from the fence and cast a fleeting look at the man before turning away. She hastened her steps when Gilbert called out to her,
"Hold on a moment, ma'am." He rushed towards her and obstructed her path. As Anna was leaving, her eyes met Gilbert's gaze. He was taken aback to see that it was his son-in-law's mother.
"Hey Anna, why didn't you come inside? Matt told us you were unwell and couldn't attend,"
Gilbert said in surprise, and Matt must have been alerted as he rushed outside upon learning that his mother was there. He approached her and spoke angrily. "So my request means nothing to you? What did I tell you?"
Anna apologized, admitting her mistake. Just then,
Vicky, overjoyed and flushed with happiness, came over to them and greeted Anna.
She was surprised to see her standing outside and asked why she hadn't come in. Anna expressed her apologies and suggested that she should leave to avoid causing any further problems.
Vicky was taken aback by her request and demanded an explanation from Matt, who with a forced smile invited his mother to come inside.
Vicky's parents expressed their gratitude to everyone and offered their congratulations to the newlyweds. When Anna's turn came to speak, she approached the microphone and looking directly into her son's eyes said something that took everyone by surprise. "Son, I know you asked me not to come to your wedding, but I couldn't resist seeing you happy, which is all I ever want, and I am proud to have watched you grow into the amazing person you are today.
I have no doubt that you will be a loving and devoted husband to your new wife, just as you have been a loving son to me.
I wish you both a lifetime of happiness, health, and prosperity."
And to Vicky's parents, thank you for raising such a wonderful daughter, who has become an important part of our family.
Anna concluded her speech by revealing that many people were against Matt's birth, including his own father, who wanted her to get an abortion. She never expected to share this information, but it came straight from her heart. After she finished, there was a moment of silence before the audience burst into applause.
Matt stood there with tears streaming down his cheeks, watching his mother as she disappeared through the gates.
He then chased after her and blocked her path, falling to his knees in front of her.
Matt's voice was shaky as he spoke through his tears.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry for the pain I caused you.
I'm so sorry.
I'm just an ungrateful idiot." She looked up at his mother, his eyes filled with remorse and regret. His heart was heavy as he realized the gravity of his actions and the hurt he had caused his mother. He took her hand in his and held it tightly, pleading for her forgiveness. I gazed at Matt for an extended period of time and spoke directly to him. "Son, I love you, and nothing you do can ever offend me. Today is your day, so make the most of it and create memories that'll last a lifetime."
As they walked back inside, Anna held onto her son's arm and smiled at him. She knew that despite the hardships they had faced, they still had each other.
Matt felt a sense of relief and gratitude wash over him, knowing that his mother would always be there for him no matter what. As they re-entered the wedding reception, they were met with warm hugs and congratulations from their family and friends. The rest of the night was filled with laughter, joy, and dancing, and the memory of this day would stay with them forever.
They were reminded once again that a mother's love knows no bounds and that it can conquer all.